What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to TTP Ravens Media, bringing Ravens content every single day. If you want to stay updated with Ravens content, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below and hit the notification bell as well if you want to get notified every single time I upload a brand new video. Now, quick intro before I get into this video. A little bit of stuff going on but for the NFL draft, how it's going to work. Joshua and I are not going to be live streaming. What we will do is when the Ravens get on the clock, or the pick comes in, we will record our live reaction and then we will post it immediately after, giving our quick thoughts on it. And then that will continue for every single draft pick we do, and then we will also do recap videos and stuff like that. So we will not be going live. That's just a heads up. But we will be putting out videos like within 10 minutes of the player being drafted. Our reaction will be out. So make sure to stay tuned for that. But we will be going live tomorrow night. Tomorrow is Wednesday night. Doing our final pre-draft show, talking about the Ravens draft and things like that. But, that's it for that intro. This is going to be the first video of today. This one is actually specifically Ravens related. So if you're looking for, different, draft profiles, comment down any players you want me to talk about. I'll be making those videos over the next couple of hours and posting them later on. So I will do a couple of those today, but let me know who you guys want me to talk about. I will talk about it. But in this video, I'm going to be talking about the Baltimore Ravens and trade possibilities they have in the first round, because the Ravens are a team that notoriously doesn't pick where they are initially sitting, right? They love to trade back. Historically, trading back has been something they do consistently. They've also been, rumored, oh, hey, they wanted to trade up and stuff like that. So there's potential for them to trade up and to trade back. I'm going to be bringing up those scenarios and talking about my thoughts on potentially doing that and the pros and cons of doing all of these moves. If you guys have any trades you think the Ravens should make or could make, please comment them down below and let me know what you guys think about the trades. But, I'm going to start off and talk about the Ravens trading up first. The second half of the video, we'll be talking about the Ravens trading down and those possibilities. So with the Ravens trading up, I think the earliest potential the Ravens could trade up for would be pick number 6, which is owned by the Carolina Panthers. Now, there's teams that may want to trade back. Teams like Detroit may want to trade back, but I just don't think the Ravens have the capital or the willingness to try and trade up for pick 2. However, pick number 6 is at least somewhat more attainable. The Carolina Panthers are really looking for depth. They may be looking for a quarterback, and taking a quarterback at pick 14 is going to be better value than it will be at pick 6, because honestly, I don't think any quarterback in this class should be going in the top 10. I just don't think it's worthwhile. Nothing against them. I like a lot of the players. However, the talent at the other positions is just so high that I feel like it's just not worth it. So them trading back, they could still get, in my opinion, the best quarterback in this draft, Matt Corral. But they could potentially get a Malik Willis or Kenny Pickett, or they would get at least one of those players automatically if they trade back to 14. There will not be 3 quarterbacks gone before that pick. So they'll be able to get a really good quarterback if they trade back. They need depth in this draft. The positions of need are not the guys in the first round for them. They don't really need a great edge rusher. They have Brian Burns. They just drafted young corners. So what exactly do they need? They need a lot of depth. Offensive line help. They need, potentially wide receiver depth, depending on your views on Robbie Anderson. So they could be looking at it like, hey, let's get pick 14. Let's get some mid-round picks and maybe a future second or whatever it is. They could trade back, and I think the Ravens would be willing to trade up for pick 6 if a player that they really like is available. Players such as Sauce Gardner, Derek Stingley, Kayvon Thibodeau, one of those guys. So I think that's the earliest the Ravens could trade up. Now, there is potential for the Ravens to trade up for pick 5, but I'm going to talk about the Ravens trading for pick 7, which is also owned by the New York Giants. So pick 5 and 7, apparently the Giants are shopping around one of their first-round picks. My assumption is it's pick 7 because they want to have the best opportunity to get the best possible player. So, at pick 7, what do the Giants need, right? The Giants have a lot of holes on this team. They kind of need some corners. They potentially need a wide receiver, right? They are rumored to be shopping around Kadarius Toney. Kadarius Toney, former first-round pick from them last year. Well, if they end up trading Kadarius Toney, they could need to draft a wide receiver. They have Kenny Golladay. They have Sterling Shepard. They have Darius Slayton. I like Darius Slayton. I like Sterling Shepard. Kenny Golladay is solid, but I think they really want to get that, that number 1 guy, and it doesn't seem like any of them are becoming the guy that they hoped they could be. So maybe they want to draft a wide receiver at 14 rather than 7, because 7 just, there isn't a wide receiver that I think should go 7 in this draft. So 14 could be a better spot to get a guy like maybe a Drake London or a Jamison Williams or whoever they value as the highest, maybe Chris Olave, whoever it is, they could get better value there. Also, they do need some help with the offensive line. Guys like Trevor Penning could be available. Guys like Tyler Linderbaum. They could be better value picks at pick 14. Even Charles Cross is rumored to potentially slide. So they could get some good offensive linemen, in that spot at better value, because most likely when they're picking at pick 7, Ikeme is going to be gone. Alex Lewis is going to be gone. So that's going to make it very difficult. Those are the 2 best players on the offensive line. Now, maybe they could go Charles Cross at 7 if they want to go tackle. But at 14, there's a chance Charles Cross is still available. Or Trevor Penning or whoever it is. And so them trading back could give them enough assets to potentially utilize it, maybe even a Kadarius Toney trade. People have been rumored like Kadarius Toney and Deebo Samuel, some sort of swap or whatever it is. John Lynch for the 49ers talked about, though. He doesn't want to trade Deebo. But, there's just been a lot of rumors with that. So I feel like there is possibility for the Ravens trading up to pick 7 from former Chicago Bears pick, now New York Giants pick, just because the Giants need depth. They have a lot of holes, and they already have pick 5, so they're not getting rid of their top 5 pick. They can get a couple of day 2 picks, maybe one day 2 pick, and a couple 4th round picks in addition to pick number 14. That could be worthwhile for them. Looking at the next couple of picks, I highly doubt Atlanta would trade down from pick 8. I think Atlanta's in the earliest spot that I would maybe see a quarterback being taken, just because we don't know exactly when the first guys are going to go, but Atlanta's in a decent position. I don't think they want to trade back 6 spots and allow teams like Seattle, who picks at pick 9, to try and take a quarterback over them. They want that first choice. So I think it would be difficult to trade for their pick 9. I don't think Seattle's going to trade that pick because, again, they're probably looking for a quarterback, and they're sitting in a spot where at least they're probably getting second pick at a quarterback, in my opinion. Pick number 10, the New York Jets. It's their second top 10 pick. I don't really see it happening. Them trading back 4 spaces. It could happen. I'm not counting it out. That's actually a possibility. However, I feel like the Jets just have so many holes everywhere that they just want to take best player available. Whether it's an offensive lineman, whether it's an edge rusher, whether it's a cornerback, whether it's a safety like a Kyle Hamilton, whether it's even an interior defensive lineman. Heck, they could go Jordan Davis. So I feel like it would be very difficult for them. They could trade back. I'm not ruling it out. However, I just don't think it's widely reasonable, just because they have so many holes, and the holes that can be filled are actually really stacked up in this draft class, especially in the top 10. Then I don't think the Ravens are jumping just a couple spots. I don't think they're going to jump with Minnesota or jump with the Commanders or go up 1 pick from Houston. So those are kind of my options on trading up, is trading up for the Giants 7th pick or trading up for Carolina 6th pick. Those are the biggest things that I'm seeing. There's obviously potential for other players, but let's talk about trading back now. So it's a really interesting spot that the Ravens are in, because the Eagles are sitting at pick 15. They're also sitting at pick 18. The Eagles are projected to take a wide receiver at pick 15. That's what most teams are expecting them to do. They would need a wide receiver. That means teams may really want to trade up to pick 14, 1 in front of the Eagles, to be able to get the first pick at a wide receiver. There's potential that maybe, Drake London or somebody gets taken before pick 14. But there's a good chance that no wide receivers are gone. And the Ravens are sitting there. And a lot of people know Eagles are going wide receiver. So there could be a lot of teams calling the Baltimore Ravens phone trying to trade up. I think the biggest one is the Green Bay Packers. They just lost Devontae Adams. They just extended Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers was so mad because they never got him any weapons. They must be going after a wide receiver, at least early in this draft. And they have 2 first-round picks. The Green Bay Packers have the Las Vegas Raiders 22nd overall pick, and they have the 28th overall pick. They could trade both of those picks. I feel like that would be a fair trade. Those 2 picks for Baltimore's number 14. If the players that the Baltimore Ravens are looking for, I will just bring up some names. Let's say the Ravens are targeting the top 2 corners, Stingley and Sauce. They're targeting Jermaine Johnson. They're targeting, Kyle Hamilton. They're all gone. If the Green Bay Packers call, I think you absolutely accept that offer if the players that you really want aren't available. Because at pick 22, you could have an Andrew Booth or McDuffie available. Heck, you could even have Jordan Davis could slide to 22. And at pick 28, you could go with, honestly, I wouldn't love it, but guys like Tyler Linderbaum make more sense at the back end of that draft. Also, guys like David Ojabo, the edge rusher out of Penn State. There are players that are very solid at the end of this first round at positions of need for the Baltimore Ravens. So I think the most likely scenario in trading back is definitely with the Green Bay Packers because they have a need at pick 14 at getting a better wide receiver, and they have the draft capital to do so. I think that's what makes the most sense with trading back. There's obviously other potential suitors. You could look at potentially like the Kansas City Chiefs maybe. They have pick 29 and pick 30. They would, if they wanted to really trade up and get somebody, they just lost Tyreek Hill. Maybe they want a wide receiver. I just don't know if the Ravens should trade back-to-back years with the Chiefs on draft, or at least right before the draft. I think that's a little bit unlikely, but the Chiefs are a team that could potentially use a wide receiver. That's kind of the other big one. I don't really see Arizona having a big need trading up. Maybe if an offensive lineman is available, let's say Charles Cross is available, and teams really want to trade up and snag him, then we could potentially see some teams doing that. But overall, I think Green Bay is the most likely. Small chance at Kansas City, but those are my kind of thoughts on the Ravens trading. I think it is likely that the Ravens move out of 14. Now, there could be something wild. There could be a team that's not even in the first round that tries to trade with the Ravens. For example, the San Francisco 49ers. I'm not saying it's a Debo trade, but maybe they try and trade because they want a first round pick. I don't know. There's obviously random things that can happen during the draft that can change things. But as it stands right now, I think the most likely scenarios are Ravens trading with the Panthers, the Giants, or the Packers in this draft. Let me know what you guys are thinking about this draft. Let me know any players you want me to do draft profiles on. I'm so excited for this draft in just 2 days. We are almost there. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Subscribe for daily Ravens content, and I will see all of you again later today with the first.